Hello everyone, welcome to System of Rules. Today we are going to discuss crime and the constituent elements of crime. Moving on to crime. What do you mean by a crime? A crime is an act or omission which the law punishes. A crime is considered to be a public wrong, that is, a wrong against public at large or wrong against the state. When a person commits a crime, the state prosecutes and punishes him. Definition of crime. Several authorities have defined the term crime. The following definitions are noteworthy. According to Sir William Blackstone, a crime is an act committed or omitted in violation of public law, forbidding or commanding it. Then, moving on to what are the constituent elements of a crime? The fundamental principle of penal liability is contained in the maxim actus non facit reum nisi mensit rea. The maxim means that an act does not amount to a crime unless it is done with a guilty intention. In other words, the act alone does not amount to guilt, it must be accompanied by a guilty mind. The intent and the act must both concur to constitute the crime. Thus, there are two essential conditions of criminal liability. They are actus reus and mens rea. Actus reus is the first essential element or ingredient of a crime. An act is an event which is subject to the control of human will. An act is a conscious movement. It is the conduct which results from the operation of will. Actus reus refers to the result of human conduct which the law seeks to prevent. If any human conduct, that is actus, is not prohibited by law, the act or conduct will not be termed as a crime. A person who commits such an act is not liable for a crime. Any movement of the body which is not a consequence of the determination of the will is not an act. Thus, involuntary actions will not become criminal act. If a somnambulist sets fire to a house during his sleepwalk, he will not be liable to be punished under the criminal law. Actus reus may be negative or positive. For example, X shoots Y and kills him. It is a positive actus reus. The mother of a child does not feed the child and causes the death of the child by putting it in starvation. The actus reus is negative. Thus, actus reus in this illustration is omission to act. In order to be liable for a crime, the act or omission should be one prohibited by law. The following illustration will make the point more clear to you. First illustration is A who is having sufficient means failed to help a starving man. The man dies due to starvation. A is not criminally liable since his omission is not prohibited by a particular law or a law. Second one is A who knows swimming failed to save the life of a drowning child and the child died as the result of the omission of A. The omission is not prohibited by law and A is not liable for any crime. If A was a coast guard, the omission to act would have been a crime. Otherwise, it is not a crime. The third illustration is A is a jail warden. He failed to supply food to the prisoners in the jail and several prisoners died due to the starvation. A is liable to be punished for murder as he violated a prohibited omission. The second essential condition of criminal liability is mens rea, that means guilty mind. A prohibited act will become a crime when it is accompanied by a certain state of mind. There must be a mind at fault before any crime can be committed. An act or omission alone is not sufficient to constitute a crime. The act or omission should have followed by an evil intent. Thus, we may say that a crime is equal to a prohibited act or omission plus guilty mind, that is mens rea. The combination of an act with the evil or guilty intent becomes or makes a crime. An act by itself is not a wrong. An act which has done with guilty mind makes it a crime if the act is prohibited by law. Mens rea is an evil intention or evil knowledge of the wrongfulness of the act. Mens rea may be of different kinds, that is, intention, rashness, negligence, knowledge, and motive. These all are different kinds of mens rea. Thank you so much for watching this video. In our next class, we will discuss mens rea in the Indian Penal Code.